आप एक बार फिर फॉर्मली नाम बता दीजिए सर.
मिस्टर सामंत. मिस्टर रामोहन को तो सभी जानते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी रामन साहब.
फिल्म डिवीजन ने मुझे बहुत कुछ दिया है. I don't have any complaints against it.
Thank you. The place where I want, and I'll be precise right now, is the work of the artists themselves. So I'm curious about three things. As somebody who's been watching animation, one is who drew the family planning, that iconic image. Okay, I really want to know who, because that's an image that sort of, I think it belongs to my generation. I kind of think of it as our image, that family with a woman with a round face. I'm so really curious what that is. I mean, who drew that? And the other is, of course, a question of background images, which you said background, because it does look, except the second last one with a tree, where it looks like we've got figures and there's background, but it's not dense, at least stuff that we saw today. So I was wondering if you could say something more about style and practice. And when you were making it together, I understand it's teamwork, but nevertheless, in all these films, you can tell, oh, that's another artist who's coming, and another, and another. So even in an animation, which is about 10 minutes, one can see at least 3 artists at work in 3 sequences rather than in frame-wise, right? So I was wondering if you could speak to that a bit. Okay, and thank you again. Thank you.
The main thing about animation is that it is always a group effort. And there are people with different levels and different capacities that come together and make their contribution in making the film. So, designing the film, the design of the film, how the characters look, and also what the backgrounds should be like, and the color scheme that they use. So you have to have an art director. For every film, there has to be an art director who decides on the final look of the film. And as for the animation itself, I think it's an ability to perform. If the artist is himself an actor, if he has had some experience on the stage and has performed, now that makes him a better animator. That's what I think. In fact, I think every animator, when he's being trained, should also have some training in theatrics and histrionics of expressing himself in the most interesting way. Because very often we are given a subject which is just 10 seconds long or 20 seconds. The animation that we do for advertising films. Now most of these advertising films are very short, but they have a message, a very clear message to convey. And it's the animator's skill as to how he makes his characters perform and bring out the message as clearly as the client would want you to. In fact, I spent most of my career as an animator after I left Films Division in advertising. I made many advertising films, and most of them were very short, but I think the ability to condense an idea into just a few seconds and bring it out effectively because of good design and good performance, I think that is the key to an animator's success. And today I find that people who work with me over the years in advertising and making advertising films and making commercials, they are most of these people are now at the top of the profession. And I think even today, if you want to learn animation, just get down to doing it and learn animation by doing animation. I mean, it's no point in going to a school and have a teacher talk about animation and draw some diagrams on the blackboard and taking notes. Now that is not the best way to learn animation. So even today, what I feel is, if I had the energy and the time to do it, I would have a a studio where we make short films, very short, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, not more than 5 minutes anyway, and get young people to come and work with you. And while working, they learn. So you learn on the job, and that I think is the best way to learn.
मैं सबका धन्यवाद करता हूँ. मुझे लगता है काफ़ी समय हो गया है और थैंक यू वेरी मच रामन साहब, शेंगे साहब, सामंत साहब, आप गुरु साहब यहाँ आ गए. और
So, and next weekend, for 3 days, we have a festival called Our Lives to Live. On the 31st, 1st and 2nd of November, 3 full days of documentary film viewing. The program will be out soon. Thank you.